In recent years, cyber-enabled fraud has become one of the fastest-growing forms of transnational crime in Vietnam and Southeast Asia, exploiting digital technology and human vulnerability. According to Vietnam's Ministry of Public Security, online fraud cost approximately $744 million in losses in 2024. In the first 8 months of 2025, nearly 1,500 cases resulted in over $65 million in damage. Authorities uncovered more than 1,500 illegal gambling groups, 1,500 cryptocurrency-related channels, and nearly 200 narcotics platforms. Cyber fraud accounted for nearly 60% of all criminal cases in the third quarter of 2025, with foreigners primarily exploiting public trust and citizens' lack of vigilance. These figures reveal the scale and sophistication of online criminal networks.
While these statistics paint a staggering picture of cyber-enabled fraud scale, behind each number lies a personal tragedy. A story of trust manipulated, emotion exploited, and lives upended.
One such case began, as many do, with something as seemingly harmless as a message on a dating app.
It all began with just a few friendly messages on a dating app, sweet words, daily check-ins, and photos of a man dressed in a mobile police uniform, claiming to be working on criminal cases. Believing she had met her perfect match, a single woman fell into what turned out to be a sophisticated online trap.
He cared for me every day, always texting and calling. Over time, I trusted him completely.
Once he gained her affection, the scammer fabricated stories. A critically ill mother, land investments. Each story was designed to extract money.
In the end, I lost nearly $114,000.
This case is one of thousands of online scams happening every day. Nearly two-thirds of adults in Southeast Asia have fallen victim to some form of digital fraud. Financial losses across the region are estimated at $23.6 billion, according to the 2025 report by Global Anti-Scam Alliance. In a disturbing twist, many of the perpetrators behind these scams are themselves victims, people kidnapped or tricked into working for criminal syndicates, lured by fake job offers promising high salaries.
Hundreds of thousands of people are being forcibly engaged by organised criminal gangs into online criminality in Southeast Asia. At least 120,000 people across Myanmar may be held in situations where they are forced to carry out online scams, with estimates in Cambodia similarly at 100,000.
Once inside, workers were forced to run online scams for up to 16 hours a day, under threat of beatings, starvation, and electric shocks if they refused to comply.
I can't bear deceiving my own people from across the border. Sometimes I refuse to work, so I have to accept the punishment.
Victims in these operations include not only those deceived by romance or investment scams, but also others trapped in scam compounds. Governments across Southeast Asia are stepping up cooperation to fight this growing transnational crime.
Cyber-enabled fraud has evolved into a complex borderless threat, from online scam targeting individuals to large-scale criminal networks exploiting thousands across the region.
After hearing the human stories behind these crimes, we turn to a broader picture: how Southeast Asia and the international community are working together to confront this growing challenge. To gain deeper insight, our reporter Ngọc Trâm spoke with Ms. Josh James, Regional Counter Cybercrime Coordinator at the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime.
It's our honor to have you here in our talk today. My first question for you, could you give us an overview of the current situation and emerging trends of online scams and cyber-enabled fraud across Southeast Asia?
By far the most common types of scams and fraud online are investment scam, romance scam, job scam, and then now we're starting to see an increase also in online kidnapping. But really by far the kind of combining of different types of scam, especially the love scam, where people pretend to be a boyfriend or girlfriend online, gain the trust of the person, and then ask them to invest in something online, and of course the investment is fake. So we see a kind of a trend in combining different types of scams together to ultimately get people to send money and then transfer that money outside of the country.
What makes this particular criminal model unique or especially concerning compared to other forms of organized crime?
The main concern around the types of like online scams that you see probably happening in the news and things like that a lot more, it seems like it's happening a lot more because it is. And the reason for that is technology has converged in a way where, for example, the internet lets us reach anyone in the world pretty much instantly, especially through social media. The second thing is artificial intelligence makes it very easy to write in foreign languages, even if you don't know. And then the final piece is that now, within recent years, we have instant national bank transfers and also instant international bank transfers. It's a perfect opportunity to reach a lot of victims relatively automatically and then transfer funds across borders faster than law enforcement can respond. And that is why you're seeing such an uptick, is because this convergence of technologies is so new that it's taking governments time to be able to respond to that in a way, like nationally, for example, slowing down or detecting scams, detecting fraud, things like that. And the part that's really missing and what the UN Convention Against Cybercrime is trying to do is support more international cooperation between governments so we can share information easier.
Thank you so much for joining us today.